Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extend Bricks Originals! And for this very special episode, we will be featuring the LEGO compatible custom Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 3 Ouranosaurus. But before we head on with this video, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Please also like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And to be able to support my channel, please do not skip on all the ads on all my videos. Thanks everyone! Please also follow me on all my social media platforms. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. There I'll be posting some of my exclusive photos and video clips as well. So I'll see you there everyone! Also, the Guess PC contest winners will be announced at the end of the video. So I'll see you there everyone! And now, let us begin with the making of the Ouranosaurus figure. And as usual, we start off by kit bashing, and I'm using this body from the mutant raptor that I have, and then created this particular sail on the back by attaching several brake parts to it. At this stage, I actually used the Hadrosaurus parts to it just to see how it actually looks like, but then I continued on with the sculpting and also putting in several more parts to it from the Ghidorah, and also parts from raptors, as well as the arms of the baryonyx as well. So after the sculpting is done, I then moved on with primering, and as usual I used number 68 Bosny in gray. And so we wait for a few hours for it to dry, and then when it's all dried up, it's now ready for painting. You can see here that I can easily place in the sail and move other parts of this body. All we need is references. So references, I'm taking a look at this particular photo that I got from YouTube, and some photo stills as well from the actual show. So I will be using brushes as well as acrylic paints here, black, yellow, browns, greens, white of course, and a little bit of blue as well. Okay, so let's start by mixing black with white to make a gray color, and then added some brown to it so that it will have this muddy color on the entire body. So I'll just be painting this, slathering this all over the parts of its body, including the tail, the body, the arms, as well as the legs, even the neck and the head as well. So I'm making two coats to this one so that all the parts are actually coated very well. And after that, we start on by adding the secondary color, which is a mixture of white and ochre yellow, and then a little bit of red. This will go throughout the entire neck, the lower part of the neck, the underbelly of this dinosaur, as well as some parts of the tail as well. After this has dried, we start off by dry brushing this paint, which is a burnt sienna color. This is a reddish brown color that is actually useful in terms of highlighting certain high points on the face of the Ouranosaurus. So we're doing that here. Dry brushing is actually a technique wherein you dry up your brush, and then you put a little bit of paint on it, and then smudge it over probably a tissue paper or some paper, and then you smudge it on the areas that you'd like to paint on. So that's how we did it here in this particular Ouranosaurus. Right, so moving on to the sail, so we mix a little bit of white and then a tinge of yellow, and then painted it all over the latter half or the upper half of the sail. Using the same color, we actually create details of scales going from the whitish portion of the sail going and mixing up with the body as well. So we're doing this on the first, at least third of the sail, not entirely, but just the first third. Using this same color, I created also some stripes on the elbow part of the Ouranosaurus. And now it's time for some coloration on the topmost of the sail, which is basically just the burnt sienna with a little bit of yellow. And then, we're creating this kind of, Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus type of sail, wherein it has this singular stripe going down the middle, but actually it's avoiding the spine parts to it. So the spine parts of the sail is actually also sculpted. So we're trying to avoid to paint on those particular parts. Okay, so when that is done, we then move on with the next color, which is just blue here. It's more of navy blue, but I mix a little bit of white so that it's not entirely very dark. So we created this same pattern of scaling from that of the initial parts of the sail going towards the first half of the body, and then recreating bigger scales on the entire half of the body. So watch through and probably you'll see how it's done. This is not very apparent in the series film or the Ouranosaurus there, but if you're going to take a look very close on the body of the Ouranosaurus, you'll see that there are actually blue veins or stripings on that particular creature, so I'm trying to replicate that here. In the series, the Ouranosaurus actually has this very colorful head. So we're doing a series of dry brushing techniques here so that it will have that certain gradient from blue to green towards the brown. So we're creating this blue on the top and then green green coloration on the parts of the snout as well as that of the lower face, wherein the blue and the green actually mix. Now for the green sections of the face of the Ouranosaurus, we started off with this darker color green, and then later on we will place highlights on it by dry brushing on the temples probably, or the highlighted portions of this particular creature, such as the tip of the nose or that even the jawline as well. So we'll do that later on and you'll see. While we're waiting for the dark green to dry, we're then painting the snout of the Ouranosaurus or the beak with gray. And so let's pause for a while and let's announce the Guess This PC contest winners. And let's start with the lucky picks first. Maxim Tascayem, Sharon Graham, Garuman, Dr. Void Matter, Chuihara, Indo 101, Restless Warrior, William Stubbs, and Miguel Philip Eisen. Congratulations everyone in our top 10 winners! Tyrannosaurus Rex, Rodrigo de Al, HB Silo, Ricardo Foster, Grandmadu, Victor Gabriel, CX Pagaran Second King, Colton Todd, Yeremi Defaro, Jekyll S Animation, and Mandy Omar. Congratulations everyone! And I'll see you on the next Guess SPC contest. For those of you who'd like to join this contest, here's how. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in that homepage, just click on the community link and you'll see all my posts. Pastor Kenji! Oh no, they followed through the boat. Well, that's it for the Ouranosaurus. Bye for now, guys. And now it's time for us to do some breaks on the Ouranosaurus. Okay, so let's count off the number of parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 parts for this Ouranosaurus. Let's start with the head. Let's connect this to the neck part. Of course, it's time for us to connect to the body. There you have it. Let's connect the sail. Let's head on with the tail now. And there you have it. Let's connect the arms. The left first and then the right. Now the legs. This time let's begin with the right leg. And then with the right. I mean the left. And there you have it. Our Ouranosaurus figure. Alright, now it's time for us to have a closer look on the Ouranosaurus. And here we go. The GCL here is actually enjoying his cruise and swimming beside the Ouranosaurus. In the series, the Ouranosaurus are actually great swimmers and is actually, going towards or attacking the boat as well. It's based out from the Season 3 Ouranosaurus that you see here in the picture, and I hope you guys would like it. As well as how, oops, the GCL is actually out of his mind and his hair. The GCL is actually fond of, hadrosaurs and other duck-billed dinosaurs, so I'm letting him, introduce this particular one. And then for the closer look, there you have it. All the water and the cruise ship is actually gone, and we can have a closer look on the Ouranosaurus. So you can see here that this is actually a very colorful animal, despite that it has this darker, overall tone to it. The head in particular is actually very, very colorful, and it has this blue, green, and a yellow eyes to it, and then a mixture of a reddish brown colors. The underbelly is very light, and actually complemented the entire creature. So taking a look here, the from the front view, you can see that it's really looking like a duck, and it has this enormous sail on the back, which is now depicted as a continuation of the body, wherein it has this camel-like function to it. Okay, so it has this very colorful, contrast between the browns and the lighter tones of yellow, and several scaling details like the blue ones as well as the yellowish one blending down the body. Okay, so what we have here is a removable sail actually, and it has this particular shape wherein it's higher on the front portion and then lower on the midsection of the Ouranosaurus. Okay, so you can see here also that it has this details on the legs, although it's not very apparent. It also has this spikes on the thumb because it's actually a iguanodontid, and that is why it has those particular spikes on the or thumb spikes on its arms. Okay, so as per articulation, this particular figure can move its head like so, and also it can move its head down, and it can also be twisted. Alright, so the neck part can also look down like such, as if it's actually eating grass or drinking water from a watering hole. As usual, the arms can actually fold, or move, as well as that of the legs. So it can actually have this two stands to it. It can move on all fours and also move in bipedal manner. The sail is actually removable like so, and can be replaced whenever you want to. Well, of course, I prefer it with the sail, definitely, because it's an Ouranosaurus. And that's it for the closer look on the Ouranosaurus. Now it's time for us to have the size comparisons of this particular figure. And as usual, we'll start with comparisons with a human figure, which is a minifigure here, and we're bringing back GCL here. He's actually looking away from the Ouranosaurus. I don't know why, probably scared. Don't worry, GCL, he's not going to attack. So the Ouranosaurus here compared to the minifigure below, which is GCL, is actually around the same size, or about the right size compared to a regular human being. Although it's technically larger, I don't mind. I think the Season 3 Ouranosaurus is a little bit larger than that of the usual, or the average size Ouranosaurus. And so we begin with the size comparisons. This is the extinct Brix Dryosaurus. Now, the Dryosaurus, although it's a far relative of the Hadrosaurs or the duck-billed dinosaurs, I think this is also one of the relatives for these dinosaurs. Definitely smaller than that of the Ouranosaurus. Next would be the extinct Brix Parasaurolophus. Now, the Parasaurolophus, ever since Jurassic Park came to our lives, has been, the more famous of the Hadrosaur family. And you can see here that they are almost the same size. Of course, the shape of the head is different because the Parasaurolophus has this large crest, like a pteranodon even, and then but nonetheless, it's almost the same size for my figures. Another would be this Cretaceous, which actually appeared in the Jurassic Park 3 film. It's also present in the Jurassic World Lego game. So this is also a second version of my Cretaceous, and I think I'm liking it because it's similar to how I actually made the Parasaurolophus. You can see here that it's one of my more colorful hadrosaurs. It has this orange and yellow color on the crest with white tips to it. The entire colors of the back is yellow with separated low lights of darker yellow and brown. And now for the next comparison, this is the Hadrosaurus, which is actually a request by the GCL. And the Hadrosaurus is also present or part of the listing of dinosaurs there in the Jurassic Park 1 franchise. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, the Hadrosaurus is a special request by our winner for Dino Wiz from last year. So if you do want to have this particular request granted, then go ahead and take the shot on our Dino Wiz contest. And that's it for the Hadrosaurus. It's about the same size. It just has this details on the back as well. And next up is the extinct Brix Lambeosaurus. The Lambeosaurus is also a very colorful creation that I did. The Ouranosaurus keeps on falling. Maybe the sail is a bit heavy for him. Well, anyway, so this Lambeosaurus is actually based off from the prehistoric kingdom Lambeosaurus. I think they did a really cool job at making or creating this particular character, and that is why I made it or based this one from that particular video game. As per size, technically it's still the same as that of the Ouranosaurus. Now here comes the, a far relative of the Ouranosaurus, which is also an iguanodonted. This is the iguanodon. So you can see here that they both have the same thumbnail spikes on both hands. And although the head of the iguanodon here is a little bit larger because it's actually based off from the Disney dinosaur iguanodon, it does have several perks to it because it can actually open and close its mouth like so. It's also a little bit bulkier, although the Ouranosaurus looks much heavier because of the sail. You may not realize it from this view, but the arms of the iguanodon is actually much bulkier than that of the Ouranosaurus. So taking a look at them side by side, you can see that the differences could be pointed out in several sections, such as the head, the body, as well as the sail. And now for the last of our comparisons, this is the extinct Rex Edmontosaurus. Now this Edmontosaurus is based off from the Jurassic World Evolution game, as well as the Edmontosaurus that is there in the Jurassic World fan site. So it has this really cool markings on its body with this teal colored head. So it's really cute, although it's cute for its size, but the colors are actually well done on this, and the character build up on the Edmontosaurus is really good as well. They actually have the similar head shape of the Ouranosaurus as well as that of the Edmontosaurus. And that's it for our size comparisons. Now it's time for us to proceed with the species roll call. But before we head on with the species roll call, I'd like to remind you guys that this is so far the collection that I have for all my hadrosaurs. If you do have certain requests of what other species you'd like to see next, from small to large hadrosaurs, then go ahead and comment down below. Don't be shy. I do read your comments, as you know, and I try to reply to them as much as possible. So go ahead and put on your comments. Alright? Also, the GCL here would like to remind everyone that each and every one of the creatures you see here, or the figures you see here, is available in video form in our Extinct Bricks playlist. So go ahead and check that out, as well as other videos that you'd like to see there. I'm also putting up some links down below in the description so that you'll have the direct access to all the videos that for all these creatures. Alright, so let's start with the species roll call with the smallest one. This is the Extinct Bricks Dryosaurus from Jurassic World Evolution. This is the Extinct Bricks Hadrosaurus. This is the Extinct Bricks Edmontosaurus from Jurassic World Evolution Jurassic World website. Up next, the Jurassic Park 3 Cretaceous by Extinct Bricks. This is the Parasaurolophus by Extinct Bricks. Of course, it's from the Jurassic World Evolution or Jurassic Park as well. This is the Extinct Bricks Labiosaurus, based off from the Prehistoric Kingdom video game. And the Iguanodon here by Extinct Bricks, which is based off from the Disney dinosaur Iguanodon. And of course, to start the show here are Extinct Bricks Cretaceous Season 3 Ouranosaurus. How could this herbivore be so fierce in terms of, attacking several people? Well, anyways, let's move on with the last looks on the Ouranosaurus. The name Ouranosaurus actually came from the Arabic and Greek words Ouran, meaning brave, and Sauro, meaning lizard. Thus, it is also known as a brave lizard. The Ouranosaurus actually lived in the early Cretaceous period, around 110 million years ago, and they belong to the class of Hadrosauridae. They can grow up to a length of 27 feet, a height of 9.8 feet, and a weight of 4,000 kilograms. It's time to catch some waves with the Ouranosaurus. Oh gosh, I miss going to the beach. Well, that's it for our video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Also, please don't forget to support our other channels, EB Toy Universe and The Adventures of Moira and Nasher. Please like their videos and support their channel as well by subscribing. And as we always would say, let your inner dino brick rule!